Hello, family. Welcome to another episode of Perspectives with Gwen. We've got Penson Mlotshwa. Penson.
Sanibonema.
Kunjani?
Hey, siyaphila right?
Siyaphila. Ay, it's Dima.
No.
Why are you sounding like a typical Zulu man?
How ngiyahlonipha? I do. I greet. I think I'm very respectful. But
No, I think you are.
Oh, mama babesithela ngenduma singabi
Is it?
No. So vele istima is very important. Inhlonipho.
Yeah.
Yeah, very important.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for honoring the invite. I think you're one person who's very vocal about his beliefs. Also very convicted. Yeah. Because I think it's easy for us nowadays to be swayed to and fro. Like I could believe in something, but then when someone comes with a different idea, then it's easy for me to just, then go that way. Whereas with you, just from watching you online, obviously you are on YouTube now, getting very popular on YouTube. So then we get to listen and hear your thoughts and your thought process. And I think I've learned that you are one person who's very convicted in his beliefs and also how life should be. And your outlook is just, you're very confident in what you believe in and you stand for it. And I think it's one of the reasons why you are here. And also the topic that we're going to speak on is just looking at the plight of the black man in the wake of feminism. I know. My ladies, please. I think it's a conversation that's worth having, especially between a man and a woman. I feel like we are somewhat losing each other. I'm black, obviously, so my approach is going to come.
Are you black? Sorry, just what's your...
Ngumzulu mina, don't be Mzulu mina.
Also, even a female. In today's time, we need to.
Yes, everything needs to be like clarified. Yeah, so don't be Mzulu.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to speak from a black person's perspective.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think maybe that's our start point for this conversation.
What happened to the start points where you used to ask like your guest questions, like
what questions?
Who's your favorite celebrity or something like that?
You want to do a Q&A?
I don't know. You used to do them.
I'll find questions. No,
those are so fun because like you get to meet the person like, oh, okay, all right. Like it gets when I watch your episodes, like because unfortunately I don't know a lot of the people that you have, but you ask these Q&As and they're so basic. They're so basic. But then it tells you the deeper person. I don't like for example, was it Taban? I can't remember who it was that you were interviewing. Taban. Yeah. And you were talking about his celebrities internationally. You were speaking about Gary Vee. Yeah. You were speaking about Simon. And I was like, oh, this guy's into entrepreneurship. He's into instantly by saying his celebrities. Because if you had said something like Tekashi 6ix9ine or DJ Banban, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting perspective that he just by saying that, just by me asking you, what's your favorite meal? And the moment you say something exotic, I go, oh, okay. The moment you say something like, it tells me something about you.
Yeah.
So I think you should bring those back.
Okay. Noted, ne? But you know why I didn't bring them?
Yeah.
Because I want to get to the meat of things.
Go for it.
And also, I feel like this is it's an interesting one for me. Like personally, I feel like this episode is for me. Sorry. More than anything else, I feel like this one is for me because I'm so interested in getting to your thought process and sharing it with everyone else. Because for me, it's very intriguing and it's not common, if I can put it like that. Or maybe we don't hear a lot of men today comfortably
it's extremely
speaking
common.
openly about it. So I think that's the reason why I'm just like, let's get into it, So we'll do a Q&A. So promise me that you will come back to do part 2. And in part 2, we'll start with the Q&A. How's that?
Promise.
He promised, right? So we have it on record. He's coming back. Thank you.
Sure. So just before, where was I wanting to go with this? A lot of men see what I see. A lot of men talk what I talk about. Okay. But there's no spaces where they can say these things without real life consequences. And that's where men then close off. Because we'll speak about these so-called safe spaces. What's a safe space? What does that look like? If me and you are dating and I say to you something like, please don't judge me, just acknowledge my pain, acknowledge what I'm about to say. Konomunyu Sisi who's pregnant. Is there consequences for what I've just told you? Within this relationship, me and you are dating. We married. Now you just found that out. Is there consequences?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes, there is. Perfect.
Yeah.
Now, I come to you, I sit down, I say, Mgam, you earn a modest salary of 10,000 Rand. I'm the breadwinner. I make 50K. Okay. I say, Mgami, I lost my job. I actually lost it 3 months ago. I've been pretending to go to work, but we've been savings and I've been getting loans at banks, but now they're about to repossess the cars and the house.
Sure.
I'm coming to you vulnerable. Is there consequences of what I've just said?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the space? When we speak about a safe space, what are we saying? So what we're about to dive into, many men want spaces. That's why they end up telling a bartender, they tell the hairdresser, they go tell a random slay queen before they go and tell their partners. Because they know what should they tell their partners, the dynamic of the relationship could potentially change.
Sure.
So there's no such thing as a safe space in your home on these specific things when there is real life consequences. Remove that, then guys will chat all the time. If you guys were to say, Wutsi, as women, James, just be open and honest. Oh, guys would say this all the time. But by us, should they say that? All of a sudden, they don't get on that second date. All of a sudden, you don't respond to his WhatsApps or his DMs because you believe that he's this and that and that and that. So it makes it a bit difficult. Anyway, sorry.
Sure. So what prompts you to open up anyway or to publicly declare your beliefs anyway? Because I think when it comes to obviously our focus points for this conversation, we are looking at the dynamics of the men and the woman in the rise of feminism in its current state now. I know they say prior to this, it was to empower women and to encourage equality. But what has it bred now? What has it done for both the man and the woman? For women, I can say we are surely empowered. But what has it done for you as the man? Where has it left you?
What do you mean by women are empowered? What does that mean?
So feminism in its originality, you would hear people saying we were advocating to be in the same space that men are in. Or we were advocating for us to have the right to live life the way we deem it fit. Yeah. So if I want to go and work and be an accountant, I must be allowed to be an accountant. If I want to explore life in its full sense, I must be allowed to explore life in its full sense. So there's no limitation in terms of space and access. So that's what we were told. But if you're looking at the results, what can we say about what it has done in us or who it has made us to be? Do we like where we are? Do we like this reality? Do we advocate for it? And also considering the fact that we are women who have boy children, do we advocate for our boy children to still grow up in a world that is pro-feminism?
Yeah, man, all these things are just these rubbish terms that people use these days. Equality, feminism. I just think it's just, it's brain dead. I don't think women were ever asking for equality. I think that's a stupid concept. I think what women were asking for was to be heard. I think what women were asking for was spaces where she is strong, can she lead? And have a support structure behind her. Not in the sense of me and you are equal. If, for example, there was a stranger that came in here to attack us, what is the fair thing? For you to go and deal with the stranger, for me to go deal with the stranger? What's fair?
You must go.
I must go.
Yeah.
That's fair. But what happened to equality? Because that's not equality. Is it? That's not equality. You work in a certain space that I know nothing about, right? Yeah. So now we need to do a project. Who's going to lead it? Me or you? That project in your corporate space. You have to. that's what's fair. I think what women were fighting for was a whole generation of women where when she would speak to her Itula when wazin.
Yeah.
And the women were like, that's not fair. I know what needs to be done here. That's not fair. I know how I can lead this. That's not fair. And it was just a matter of, let us do what is fair. If I need a heart transplant, I'm not looking for a woman to do it. I'm not looking for a man to do it. I'm not looking for a black person to do it. I'm looking for the best person to fix my heart. And I want as many people to have that opportunity, green, blue, pink, whatever. I don't want a person who was put there as a quota. Oh, he's a man, we need to have 3 men. Lapo, there's 100 women that are way more qualified, but they got pushed back because we needed to bring these 3 men. Come. And they must do, no, I don't want that. And I know you wouldn't want that. You'd want the best person. So I think women were saying that, and we missed it because then we used the word equality.
Yeah.
And there's no such thing as equality. It can't exist because there's times where you are way stronger than me and there's times where I'm stronger than you. And the times where you're strong, lead. And I support you. And the times where I'm strong, I must lead and you support me. So when I listen to people talking about this 50-50, I just go, hey, give me 0. I'm irrelation. I don't know. In my home, where I can put 100, I put 100. And there's many times where I put 0 because I can't. And there's times where I put a 30. Whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
You know, I put in what I can. And it's just a matter of being as fair as possible within those dynamics. Not necessarily saying, yesterday, now tomorrow it's your turn to wash the dishes. Because now we're equal.
Yeah.
But the bill comes, it's 100 Rand. I pay $50, you pay $50. Knowing full well that my wallet is thick. And that 50 Rand is the last 50 Rand that you have in your life.
Yeah.
And we're meant to be in a relationship. Come on. So give me 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does reality look like for the black man where we currently are? We are empowered as women, which wasn't the case before.
Black men are taking their lives.
Sure.
I've lost 4 friends.
No.
Friends. Not, I know that I'm friends. Took their lives. Black men are taking their lives. Black men are dying slowly. And the ones that are not taking their lives, all that anger and pain, guess who they're directing it to? Our sisters. So we're seeing our sisters. How many stories do we hear a year of a partner taking a woman, his woman's life? How often do we hear those stories? Like every second day now. Yeah. And you can see what it's these men who are emotionally, mentally, psychologically broken. Yeah. Because if you had asked him this a year ago, hey, would you ever do this to your wife? He'd be like, never. I'd never do that. Yeah. I love her so much. Good. When he breaks, when you implode, you explode. You're dealing with a pit bull. Men are these, they're so volatile. In any way. The testosterone forces him to respond in a certain way. Like even just to go with your partner. If he's angry and he's sad and you can see he's grumpy. When if you touch him delicately, all of a sudden you can see, isn't it everything like a child, like, okay. If he's happy and you say the wrong things, all of a sudden very volatile creatures, this man thing. And I see it with my little boys. Yeah. I see how often they fight with ticks them off. And I see with my nieces how more control over their emotions they are. I've worked at schools, you know, and I know Guti, yes, kids are kids, and I know Guti, there's great boys that can manage their emotions and there's girls that struggle to as well. But I'm seeing generally with testosterone, boys move differently. And we've put them in spaces where we want them to move like this instead of understanding who they naturally are and then adjusting to who they naturally are. Yeah. You know, because now we want to treat the pit bull the way that we treat your cat. And it's not the same thing. They don't eat the same food. They don't move in the same way. They don't sleep in the same place. And this grows. And this grows because, again, when I was in grade 1, we were told to sit down, cross our legs, and eat our little sandwiches. We were told to color between the lines, rule off, write the heading, underline. We were told to do these things, systematically. We go home. Our mothers taught us to wash the dishes and make our beds. We grew up very domesticated, very soft. We grew up, don't speak like that, don't say that, And then we went into the world, and the world was like, be a man. Like, what does that look like? What? Yeah, and men are useless and they run away and they don't father these deadbeats. We all were raised by single moms. We don't know what it's like seeing a father. When you say that, what does that? I must be a husband. What does that look like? I must be a breadwinner. What does that look like when I was raised by a single mother? We have a whole confused generation of men that have no idea what they're doing, that were raised by TV, trying to be the best versions of Damian Wayans and my wife and kids. That I go and I see them at my boys' schools, and I watch these fake dads. Hey son, hey, hi, how are you? And they watch them, and I was playing golf, and they have all these walls in front of them. And then when you sit down and you guys have had enough beers and you crack past that facade that is created, that is presenting to the world, you realize, you're going through a lot.
Yeah.
Does the madam know? No. Do your mate? No. And you're like, shit, bro. You're ticking time. Like that bomb inside, it's going to explode. And God knows what will happen. You dealing with millions of men. I am so privileged that I have, at least every day, there'll be like 5 to 10 DMs from different gents, just telling me their journeys. Some, you check their profile pictures, there's like Ferraris and what, wealthy men. Some, back room, every type, tall, short, fat, skinny, you name it. And you start realizing we're all just trying to figure it out because we have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah.
A lot of our sisters were privileged enough to be raised by strong women, and they saw that. Even if it was a single mother, you saw a woman who's able to grind and figure it out. We never saw that. And the ones that had a father, it was a silent man who sat in the corner and watched soccer. You didn't know his pain.
Sure.
You've got a whole generation of men who are bleeding and they don't know how to treat it. Go to therapy. You might in a session at therapy 1.2. Who must I go to? And I sit and I go to a therapist. I sit with a white lady who doesn't understand what it's like being raised as a Zulu man. There's a cultural clash. She'll just listen attentively and say, I think maybe if you just removed gluten from your diet. You sit on the other side where it might be a female and you might be saying things and you can see with how she tilts her head, and how she breathes, and all of a sudden her shoulders, and you go, oh, I've lost her. Because you are saying something that's triggering her, because you're open and honest about the fact that you've made 2 other girls pregnant. And she's looking at you and she's like, in her mind, creating this, and she's trying, now there's a dissonance and you can see it. So I worked as a psychologist. I did family therapy for 2 years before getting into education. It is such a difficult thing, helping people. So I get that. But like, with that being said, we still need to get it done.
Yeah.
A whole generation of lost men.
Yeah.
And the ones that don't want to go into the big bad world. Guys are in their late 20s, early 30s, still staying home with their moms. They're being raised by, like, they still stay in the same room that they were in when they were kids. Abagwas. Abanye just say, you know what? Let me transition. I can't.
Ooh, yeah.
It's overwhelming. And I'm telling you, because I get hundreds of guys reaching out. Hundreds and people that you least expect. Because on the outside, Ukred, he has the job, he has the house, he has the family, he has the this, he has the money. When you break past, you realize, oh, this is the role that you're playing, like a character, like an actor. That's not who you are. But you can't bring out your true sense. You constantly live in a dissonance. The reason why I started my YouTube, to just go back to the first question, is I needed an outlet to express how I was feeling. So for me, it wasn't like, oh, let me start a YouTube channel and podcast. It was, some people write down in their diary, I want to vlog.
Oh, okay.
let me just put a camera and just say, Sanmanan guys, this is how I feel about this.
Yeah, and that's exactly how your videos go.
Yeah, this is how I feel about this. And when I feel something heavy, I talk about something heavy. So something light, talk about something light. If there was a challenge that I had in the day, I'll talk about it. If there's something that's trending on TV, whatever the case may be, I'll talk about that. This is how I feel. And for some reason, so many people started picking up and going, okay, we feel you, dog. A lot of people started by challenging me. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I was like, go talk to men.
Yeah.
Go sit down with them. Just go sit down. Go sit down with mothers of sons that are past a certain age. Go sit down. Kono mama that are in their late 50s, early 60s that have raised sons. Go speak to those women. Because it's raising a son as a woman is very, very different than raising a daughter. Because raising a daughter is all about protecting her.
Yeah.
Because the world is very tough on females. It's all about protecting her. If I don't do, people take advantage. If I don't, people will that. So you're trying to protect her while molding her to be strong. With boys, how do you raise a boy? To be what? So he goes out there, because if you raise him like a girl, he's going to get dominated by the world. Because women don't want soft gents. They can speak about, be vulnerable, talk like, you don't want Ubaba Sendlini to be a mistake. We are kala, emo, these are my trigger words. You can't say this. You still want him to be a man with a hint of being sensitive. You still want him to have a level of attitude, bit of gassy, you still want all of that. However, you go around telling people men must be vulnerable and must be soft and must be talking and must be.
Yeah.
Started the vlog and I've been blessed. I've been blessed because it's growing. And it's helped me just to take out certain things. It's helped me to hear myself. You had said, it's hard to sway me. Yeah. And I think I've been swayed. If someone brings in new information that I feel will benefit me, I'll change.
Okay.
I've tried. Some I fail, but some I try and I listen attentively. If the person is coming with the right intentions to teach me, and I'll say, okay, sure, let's go. What is it that you think I'm off? How do I position myself now? How do I then enter the world with this new bit of information? So I have changed. So if you watch my earlier stuff versus the stuff now, but then there's things that I've doubled down on.
Okay.
I've doubled down on. Why? You can't say that. Fuck it. I truly believe it now. I truly believe it. The reason why is because now I've spoken to 1,000 people.
Oh, okay.
And they also feel the same.
Yeah.
So I tripled down now. You thought it was bad back then.
Yeah.
So you show even worse. Sorry, I was speaking too long.
No, it's okay. This was not part of the discussion, ne? But I think I would love to prick your brain on it. What do you think faith or conviction or a belief system in something does to a man? So it could be a Christian man, a Muslim man, a Jewish man, whatever you want to call it. A man who believes in his ancestors. What does faith do to a man? And maybe you can answer it from your standpoint. I'm not sure what faith you belong to or what you associate with or resonate with. But if you can just help us understand the correlation between faith and a man.
Yeah, I think it's incredibly important. I think people have lost their rooting. Most guys have lost it and they have nothing to, they don't have a why.
Okay.
Why am I doing this? If you speak to your Muslim friends and every 2 seconds they, mashallah, like every time, God willing this, that, so like they're always in the presence of their faith. You speak to Abantu Abasonta Washembe, you speak to Ob Nazareth, they're always in the presence of what they're speaking of their faith. The average Christian now has no idea what that looks like. The average Christian believes in God, but doesn't obey God. They don't live in the teachings. It's like me saying I'm a runner, Oh, I'm a run. And you say, when last did you run? And I was like, I think I ran maybe like Feb.
Yeah.
I ran like 20 minutes. And then before that, I normally run when I go home. And I was at home September last year. I ran again. Like, bro, you're a runner. You run twice. Yeah, but I every now and again, like I'll watch like the comrades. No. This is a practical thing.
Yeah.
Every single belief system is practiced. The reason why we look at other cultures that are doing more successful than us Black cultures is that they are practicing and living in their faith. They are praying 5 times a day. They're going to the mosque. They're going to the synagogue. They're going to this. They live in that. When we are Christianity, you're not rooted in it. You're not rooted in it. You don't wake up in the spirit of prayer and gratitude and have that throughout the day. When you are rooted in waking up to your phone, you are rooted in waking up and staring at that and talking about that. You are rooted in nothingness. So if you're rooted in nothingness, you'll become nothing. A whole generation of people who have lost themselves and are hollow. They will do the most disgusting, immoral things on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. Wake up in the morning, go to that church on that one Sunday and then lie to God, knowing full well they're going to repeat it that next weekend. They plan their sins. They will literally look at a lady in church, try to get, while they're in church, trying to get her number and then plan to sin on the Wednesday. God must, then surely.
Sure.
You make mistakes because you're human, but you're constantly fighting to improve yourself. And if you telling me, Guti, you just believe and not obey and do, might as well believe in unicorns. I look at people all the time and I always ask them, what are you rooted in? Because if you're rooted in family, let's just say, if you're not a person of religious faith and you say it's family, then when you wake up and go to work, you say, how blessed I am to have an opportunity to feed my kids. How blessed I am to have an opportunity to look after my mother. So all of a sudden, your why becomes different. I look at people that complain at work. And I was like, yeah, because you're only here for a paycheck so that you can go and chase these girls and buy them bottles. That's your why. It's fleeting because you're always chasing it. It's like chasing butterflies. You're never going to catch one. So you here. Because if I gave you X amount, you wouldn't be here. You'd be at that club or that club buying bottles doing this. You're not rooted in something. Your faith as a man is everything. It is absolutely everything. And I can see, you can bullshit because we created that, but ultimately we pick up what this person is rooted in something bigger than them and they live in that spirit. They don't believe in that. I don't believe in family. Oh, we're going to believe in there. I see them once a year. No, it's not something that sits there. It's something that is every single day. I see my family. I'm with my family all the time. Good times, bad times, and everything in between. Everything in between. It's not by, oh my gosh, it's so important. I was with my brother. My brother dropped me off here. It's not like maybe we think about, no, we do that. He dropped his kids at my kid. They play. We rooted in that. You see people who are rooted in faith. They pray before every meal, appreciative of the hands, appreciative of the people that have made this possible, grateful. They pray in the morning. They pray in the afternoon. They pray before they close their eyes. They grateful for the day. They live in that spirit. How much harder is it to plan your sins when you're living in a spirit like that? How much harder is it to take for granted the opportunity of going to work? How much harder is it to take for granted your wife, your girlfriend? How much harder is it to not want to become a better man? We've lost the importance of that. We've lost the importance of securing our being, our soul, our spirit in something. Sorry, I got a little bit taken away with the passion. Because I look at guys and I look at guys and they'll tell me they're struggling in a relationship. It's like your relationship is not anchored in anything.
Ooh.
So it's going to blow away. It's not anchored in anything. So it's easy to blow away. You can get that from anyone. or because he buys you bags and I'm awake. Because you can get that. Once you are grounded in something, you're grounded in a bigger vision.
Yeah.
We have a bigger goal. So you can't, because we have a bigger vision for our family and our families coming together. You can't just. It's rooted in something. I say this at work and I say, listen, I'll go to partners and I'll say, look, I'll give you 1% of the company. Because I want you to be invested and rooted in it.
Yeah.
So when we win, we all win. And when things don't go our way, you feel it as well. You'll feel it as well. I want you to be rooted in this. I don't want you to believe in my company. I want you to say, this is who we are. Yeah. This is the essence. I tell this to, why do you struggle with the baby mama drama? No. I was like, because you and the mother have lost the rooting. If we go back and we find it, it's about the child.
Yeah.
I will sacrifice whatever it takes.
Yeah.
No matter how much he hated you. If she can start seeing what your rooting and the sacrifices, I'll start.
Yeah.
You see it at work. At work, if you have something, if you're saying this, they'll see it. Your energy changes. You get to work 30 minutes earlier. You leave an hour later. They see something different from you because you're rooted in something. Why is it that our Muslim brothers, our Jewish brothers, why is it that they become so successful in certain spaces? Because they live in that spirit constantly. Sorry.
That was necessary.
Yeah.
That was very necessary, and thank you for that. How do we maybe bring men to a space of productivity again, value add again? Some men will say, well, we've been removed from spaces and productivity. So what can we do? How do we then bring back the balance? And maybe, are we off balance? Are we maybe leaving the men behind as women? And then how do we draw back to a space of full, complete balance so that we get to work together again?
Men have definitely been lost. And you'll hear women, oh, men out-earn. Because they'll speak about the 5 guys. Yes, in this company, it's still the man who owns it. Man. Let's say it's a company of 50 people.
Yeah.
The one man owns it. And then the CEO, those are the 2 men that out-earn. And then the rest of the management team is female. The rest of the exco team is female. And then the other 30 men that work in this company are loser plebs. They losers. So the woman, the 10, 15 women out-earn the 30 men. But they will always be barking because they see 2 men. It's the same thing if we go to a Pick n Pay or a ShopRite. Yeah, shop. The one man is the manager. Got you. And he out-earns. But there's 40 ladies that work at the cashiers. And then always all the other men. They in the back doing these 40 ladies out-earn everybody here. Bar the one manager. So like you look at this and you're like, the competition was to the wrong people. Who are you fighting with? You have sisters that are, they every time they talk, they're always just talking about the 1% or the 5%. And you have so many men being left behind. Look at the unemployment rates. There's a stat that they used to be farting around saying the most qualified group is black female in terms of university degrees.
Okay.
And they were speaking about black females are the highest property owners, you know. And they weren't talking about having mansions and stuff, whether it's 1-bedroom flats, whatever, but in just terms of pure number, you know. And you're like, so if black female are having the most qualifications and they owning property, excuse me, what is their male counterpart? When I was your next door neighbor. You now have a degree, I don't. You have a property. Because when we both applied, there was 1 space left. And for gender empowerment, they were looking for a female.
Yeah.
Not because I wasn't strong, just because you had the right tools. You get in. Who are you going to look for as a partner? You have a whole generation of women that are saying we can't find good men. Yes, you can't. Because good men were left behind. They lost. They don't know what they're doing. So now you guys have to, the 1,000 of you have to compete for the same 5 guys. Sharp, sis. Earn 80K. But it's very tough dating a guy who earns 10. You can have your car, but it's very tough while driving the fancy cars and what. Not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying it's very hard. Because it might not align to your goals that you had of having a family like that looks like this and kids that go here. And it might not align. So you have all these single women, black women that don't know what's happening. They can't find a relationship. Black men have been left behind. And I understand trying to fix the wrongs of the past.
Yeah.
But I think there was an overcorrection.
Ooh.
There was a huge overcorrection. Now you see it at schools. You see it at varsities. You see it in corporate spaces where the average black man is way below the average black woman in those spaces. And now you're going to tell that man, go to Abra, head up, dog. You know, as a man, the Bible says man must work. You know, man must work and feed his family. Like, you look at you like, fuck, bro, don't you think I want to? Don't you think I also have a vision of, you know, buying my wife this car and, you know, taking my kids to that school and having a beautiful home? Don't you think I have that vision? Don't you think I have that dream? Every young boy has that. But somewhere along the line, that thing gets killed. And you're just trying to make enough money, which was and come the weekend, you buy alcohol to numb. And if you feel less value, you buy her alcohol. She sleeps with you that night, makes you feel a little bit better. Warm, just, you know, you borrowing a girlfriend for a day just to feel a little bit better about yourself and then go back to your sad life come Monday.
Sure.
It's that.
So are you saying we're probably denying the natural order of things in a sense that men were meant to be out there getting the money so that they can provide, and women were there to?
I don't know. I don't know about the natural order because I don't want to limit OCC that are strong and are able to get into those spaces. So men should work. It's the first sin. I think God said to Adam, you ate the fruit, you have to now go and work.
Yeah.
So men should work. Men should work, and men should work on themselves. Then men should in relationships work on the relationship, work on the partner, work on the kids, and so on and so forth. The bigger challenge here that we have in modern society is the system that we've built.
Okay.
I'll give an example. I'm in grade 8. You in grade 8 with me. I have a single mom. You have a single mom. My mom's a teacher. Your mom's a teacher. Our living standards are exactly the same. We live next door to each other. Valentine's Day. There's a Valentine's Day ball. I'd like to take you to Valentine's Day. You know, and I, hey, Gwen, please can you be my Valentine? Go to Valentine. And then you say, shop. We grew up financially in the exact same space. But what are your expectations at that point?
Bring me chocolate.
I must bring you chocolate. I must bring you flowers. I must buy the tickets. I have a single mom. You know my financial constraints. I'm 13. You live in the same place. You know where am I meant to get money for chocolates and flowers? And where am I meant to get all of that? I'm talking about modern society.
Yeah.
This is what people live on a day. And then what does then Gwen do? You go and you date a boy who's in matric, who over the past 5 years has kind of figured out, even though he's got a single mom, how to 2 rand liner, 5 rand liner. He's figured it out because, you know, when he got burnt in grade 8, he was forced to panda in some way. And then all of a sudden, a boy who's in matric then comes through and says, "Nangu chocolate." So I'm left behind. Because not everyone, once being burnt like that, figures it out. Most boys just get defeated. So many gents in their 30s are not dating. Yeah, they'll have a situationship there, friendship there, do nasty things there. But Uguti, no. Why? They left behind. The system has created this. The system has created this. You get to age 22. You say something like, I'll date, but Tambo Velikai. I don't have a dad. So now I must go and try and find uncles, and mang feel up at your family, they just say, ilobola 100,000.
Yeah.
I'm an intern, you're an intern. How long will it take me to at least get 30,000 rand ukuthi ngiqale these things? Are you telling me ukuthi kusho ukuthi global is saying at 35? When then? Lapho niyamoyizela ngifuna ring engagement ring yase Brown ya 50,000.
Yes.
Sisi, you make 13K, I make 13K, we both interns. When will I be able to afford a 50,000 rand diamond ring? The system is telling you that you must yearn for those things.
Yeah.
The system is saying you need this house, this car, this thingy. But the reality of the average black man and woman in this country is not that. Yet the average black woman is still expecting that. Maybe not a 50,000 rand watch, not a ring. But the average black woman is still expecting to get looked after by their man.
Yeah.
Even though we have these stats saying that the average black woman is more qualified. The average black woman out-earns. The average black woman, we have these stats out there for anyone to Google. Yet she still wants a strong, you can call it biology, you can call it natural, women are hypergamous, sharp. Great, you guys can be. The question is, when you're looking up to these men, how many are available? How many are available? Here in Joburg, the type of man that women described as maybe like 30 of them.
Yeah.
A million women want the same 30 gents.
Yeah.
We get left behind. We get left behind every single time. The system has created this. And then we'll have Penson saying, madoda must work, wena mchita, hlanganisa imali, ingane zakho, ube nengane eningi, uyifundise kule ikolo. We'll say all these things. And I'm actually going to look back and they're like, bro, Anjan, I tried to get to Weve, I couldn't get in. I tried to apply this, but na list. Mangithi ngiyawalk mall, check it in every store. Banje osis.
Yeah.
Jobs everywhere. Mighty ngiyangena la at gas horses. Mighty ngiyangena eWoolworths horses. Our black sisters, but when are they employed? It's not like gents are like, let me just be poor. They broken. Akekho umuntu ofunda grade 9 that says, I can't wait to matriculate so that ngizohlala ekhoneni. Nami the whole day, I can't wait to matriculate so I can do that. I can't wait. You go to every single kid who's in the average school, they all have a dream, a profession, a goal. Then you fast forward 10 years, the system somewhere along the line dropped them. Yes, they need to be accountable. Yes, they need to work hard. Yes, I get that. But I feel like there's a force pushing against them. There's the same force that was pushing against our sisters 30, 40 years ago is now pushing against men. Gents are lost. I speak to them on the daily. I was invited to a men's mental health webinar, one of these things. I don't know what it was. And, we're talking. Well, I wasn't talking. They gave me 5 minutes, like close to the end. But these two guys are talking. They say, they qualified this, qualified that. And they're talking and I'm listening. They had to be like in their early 50s, black men. And I speak at the end and I was like, I think I have a better understanding why people like Andrew Tate gravitated to young men in their later teens and early 20s. Because as much as you guys are professional, you guys have lost that touch to the younger men's struggles. Clearly, you are the 5% that have made it. So now that you're on the other side, you're like, Nina, you guys must stop being soft. Nina, you must, Nina. And I was like, you know how many men you lost while you guys were talking? I mean, you lost?
Yeah.
Yeah, and shut ngani nabafana. What?
Yeah.
You don't think that so many black boys, when you speak to them, hey, bro, one day, do you think you're going to get married and have kids and have a family? What are you going to say? Of course.
Yeah.
But now they're 28 and they know what that actually entails from a financial and a responsibility point. They know it now. Ukuthi masing shadile and ma'am has a problem with her car, she comes like, hey baba kabanibani. Isondo la ngemuva ngilizwa kahle. That means she's offloaded her responsibility on me. Regardless of whatever challenges I'm going through in my life, I need to put that on pause and focus on her. That's what it means to be a married man. When those things come from your kids, from this, you need to learn how to. And I'm actually like, I'm drowning on my own things. So now imagine I need to take on other people's.
Yeah.
No, I can't. Financially, I'm struggling. Now I need someone who keeps hinting about these sneakers that she saw. And you guys like, hey, we can't be drinking sunfoil, you know, it's bad for what especially in
olive oil. Yeah.
Ukusendela ama screenshots of your olive oil at 280.
Yeah.
When ustresswa usazi uthi yakwetha imali engaka ustresswa abantu bani uyayibuka ikweleti zakho nansi yangena iWhatsApp ikuchaza ukuthi ngicela ubuye nale olive oil ntambama checka 280 anyani ngaka. Once boys realize this, they just say maybe it's not for me. It's for all of us. Unfortunately, the system is created where we think it's for some. Yeah. You've got many women that aren't having kids because the system has told them that you need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to have kids.
Yeah.
You know, there's many men that aren't having kids because the system has told them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before you have a child. So now we're going to have a whole generation of people that have their first kids in their 40s. It's either you had an oopsie baby, uno early 20, or uzoba nengane usuna 43.
Yeah.
Ngithi senifaka IVF nan. It's the system. Do we want to be productive? Of course. Do we want to work hand in hand? Of course. But somewhere people divided us, and it's us versus them. Females versus males.
Yeah.
You don't understand me, I don't understand you. You don't create a safe space for me, I don't create a safe space.
How do we fix it? Where can we start? I know it's a lot. Obviously, the system must have planned this. It's a long game that's been played. So it must be difficult to try and tackle it in 5-minute conversations. But where can we start?
So for me, I'm a huge advocate, or whatever the word is, for family unit. You know, give me when I was lost, for myself, the prodigal son. But I think my family was what really helped me. I didn't know them until I hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
And everything I thought about them judging me, what, it all came. I thought that they were going to shout, it all came. But on the other side of that was a different form of love and support. And I think Tina Zabantu Mnyama, we've lost the family. We've lost the family. There are no people that keep us accountable. There's no people that give us real consequences. So we as laula. Within the family, if you are religious, there is religion in there. You know, whether it is the Amadlozi traditionally, whether it's your Christian faith, but there's grounding, there's humility. Within your family, you also get to see a mirror of who you are. Why am I always so angry? Because your mom is always so angry. Because your uncle is always so angry, you know. It's a reflection. It's very hard to be the only fat person in a whole family of skinny people. You know. You start realizing, I've learned from this, I learned from it. One of the things that we love doing with my brother is going to go speak to our uncles. Yeah. Because we get to see our bad habits lived through other people. We get to see our challenges in other people that look like us. Like, we get to see that and we get to discuss and unpack that. And we get a lot of healing because I'm not alone in this. I'm not as bad as I thought. I'm not as disgusting of a human being. We all suffer through this. Then you get that healing and you start working on yourself. And you work on yourself and your family works on you and you work on them and then become strong. And once you have that strong family unit, if again you look at other cultures that we try to look at, they have strong family units. Yeah. So, mong senela le WhatsApp ye olive oil ngithi hayibo hambo icela kumamsi unayo. Thelele kancane. So now ngisayo uyothenga u280 lapha because now isikhona encanyana. You know, what do you need? Those for what? What do you need? Oh, I need one man needs to buy a hockey stick. Yeah. No man, go ask your cousin. Unayo hockey stick ihleli. All of a sudden the family unit comes in and fixes these things. You want to do it all alone? You want to do it all alone? Sissy, I'm telling you, if I'm family and I love you unconditionally, I want you to have kids so that I can see my nephews and nieces. I want you to be married. I want you to have a home. I've got a friend.
Yeah.
Amazing guy. Yeah, mubinyana but yabona uzomgeza wena. Yabona studanyana but inzojoke kuseni.
Yeah.
But his spirit is amazing. He's a man of God. He works hard and he will love you. And my cat ngizomshaya phela umjita wami. Masiphuza naye. Mayibosa simbanga uthe wena.
Yeah.
Menza usesakho bulala ngenduku. Phela ngeke ngimcele ngizomshiya. Bulala ngenduku la ngiqoqe.
Yeah.
Jikjelela. That's what families used to do. We used to look out for each other in all types of ways. When ufuna ukuyothola indoda egoli wedwa, wazi ba egoli wena. Badlale ngawe ke bonke lamapedi namabani badlale ngawe. Usuyabuya usuyaleka ngazi mina.
Yabona uyafremba manje.
Bring it here. But it's that. It's the family unit I think is the most crucial thing. You work on your home.
Yeah.
Because I before, if you had asked me before, I'd say work on self. And I realized that people don't know what that means. And they don't know how to.
Yes.
And they don't know the beginning point. So I'd always just say, try and fix your family. Because I know we are beef, I know my work. Try and fix that. We all know ways, but you just have to lower yourself. And but try and fix that. Or your sibling relationship. WhatsApp every day, reel, try and fix that. And if this house, by number 12, all right, next door, number 14, all right. Or next door, number 16, all of a sudden, it's trying to say, right. We fixed the street. There's potholes, we fixed them. We've worked on the community because now the neighborhood is secret. Fix the neighborhood, the town is secret. Yeah. All of a sudden, our town is the cleanest town in the country. Our town has no potholes because as a town, we will fix it. Our town has no crime because we understand that we need to look after one another. Our town has no chauvinists or sexists or what because when a man steps out of line, you call him to just you went, but we would be maybe we're too mem. Try and use these words because now the town is known, and then the next door neighbor town becomes that, and the next door, and then all of a sudden your region becomes that, and then your province becomes that, and then all of a sudden you live in those countries where they say, did you know that this country has the highest happiness index, blah blah blah? Did you know it's got the lowest crime, lowest GBV, lowest rape? Do you know on average the GPT per capita is the highest in that country, and they're the happiest, and they're all healthy, they ride bicycles and they eat fish? By just fixing the family unit. You break up the family unit, everything is broken. Sons don't know how to behave. Girls are twerking on Instagram. Corner like hi. Oh mama badala bayadakwa ababuye bangazi. Oh baba balala na wonke ingane zesikolo la. They've lost that grounding. They've lost that rooting. Yeah. That's where I would start.
In the family.
Family.
Sure. Let's wrap it up because uzobuya.
I really appreciate being here. I truly feel honored.
Thank you so much.
I think watching your channel, it's scary the growth that's about to happen. Because I'm like, this is like, it's like that quaint little coffee shop that you think you're the only person that knows.
Yeah.
But you only went there because you saw it on social media and you're looking and you're like, this place, and you go there like a year later and you're like, oh, snap. And it's huge. And it's like blown up and now it's franchising all over the world. When I was watching your channel, I was like, oh, snap. I hope she's ready for it.
Yeah.
So bless everything that you do.
That's prophecy. I receive it. I receive it. Yeah. Thank you so much. And I think we appreciate men like you in society that don't just sit and complain, because I think it can be the most natural thing. You don't have anything to do. Let me just whine about it. Let me complain about it. But we've got gentlemen like you, and also you have a lot of conversations with other men.
Yeah.
I think there's another one, the podcast that you guys are doing now. I'm a gents.
I'm a
gents.
Yeah.
So we appreciate the initiative to come together and have conversations and see what we can do to make our society better. So I think from that standpoint, thank you, and keep going.
Yeah, bon.
Keep going, keep growing the channels and the platforms. But maybe I'm going to ask, when is the real men's conference happening? You know, because it's like, oh, men's conference. But I think it's necessary to, I don't know how you feel about it, but I think it's necessary to broaden the spaces and the platforms for men to talk to each other and for men to talk to us as well. I think we should have it more often.
Yes.
I think we need each other. I believe we need each other.
We have to. We have no choice.
Yeah. So I think we would love and appreciate more initiatives to engage male and female, especially in our Black society. I'm Black, so I know the plight of the Black people.
Would you come to my chance if I extend an invite?
How? We're speaking
about men and women coming together. Would you come if I extend an invite? I think you said live on your show, you're saying to me that I'm going to come
look at him. Look at him. Okay.
Will you come?
Yeah.
All right, guys, you heard.
Y'all pray for me, okay? No, but I think let's do it and let's see.
Okay.
I think it'll be lovely to come and just engage with you and the other gents as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Maybe in closing, where can people find you, and what would be your parting shots to the females? What would you like to say to us?
So where would they find me on the socials? So it's Penson Mlotshwa on Instagram, Penson Mlotshwa on Twitter, Penson Mlotshwa on TikTok, Penson Mlotshwa on YouTube. Those are the things, né? Facebook as well, but it's the same. Penson Mlotshwa. So please engage, comment. I learned so much from the comments. I learned so much, especially even from comments, because where people don't see the way that you see things, so they might challenge or whatever the case is, or the DMs. A lot of people DM me, and sometimes it's overwhelming and it's hard to get through. But I the ones that I do get through, like, I grow and I learn. My parting shot for all cis babes is they really, really, really need to be kind to men. I think TV, the rom-coms that we grew up watching, has shaped a narrative that doesn't exist. It really, really doesn't. Men are struggling. And if women are saying they need men to step up and pull their weight, be kind. Be kind, be understanding. That just like the struggles that you are going through, that no one knows about, he's also going through his own struggles. Yes, it might seem as if Papa is out there. But yes, that might just be he's wrapping up his pain to not expose himself to the world.
Yeah.
But when you are with your man, you are with your brother, when you are with your boy child, when you are with your neighbor, be kind. Because this person is probably bleeding. This person probably hurt. Be loving. Be respectful. That's it.
Noted. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, bon.
Thank you so much. I think that brings us to the end of our episode. Please check him out on his personal platforms, and also do leave your comments and your thoughts on this conversation. We'd like to keep it going. And till the next episode, it's much love from me to you. Goodbye.